Okay guys, welcome back to another setup video on Assetto Corsa. Today's video we're looking at the FXXK at Spa event, and it's obviously driving the Ferrari FXXK. So we're going to have a little look at the car's performance, and it's pushing out over 1000 horsepower, 1050 horsepower, weighing, there is no actual weight that it states on the car, but it's obviously quite a light car. I think it's nearly 1 horsepower per kilogram. And we're driving around Spa, another long track, driving 4:30 in the afternoon, mid to clear weather, 19 degrees ambient temperature. Okay, so we want to get the car over to the right and then squaring it off so we can get a nice clean exit, running no traction control for this setup, going down the start straight, and we're going to look out to brake early this time, just past the 150. But see the 150 on left there, we're braking just after that, going down into second gear, then slowly feeding the power through on this corner until you feel the grip build, and then you can put your foot flat down. So we're going to go into the Rouge flat out now, going into 6th gear, but we're going to actually lift off 6th gear and go down into 5th gear for this car. Going down into 5th gear and being careful on the throttle. You got to be really careful for a Rouge with this car running no traction control. See, we nearly get a little bit looser, managed to catch it, maintaining about 160 miles per hour as we go through there. Then going down into the next braking zone, we're going to brake a little bit earlier than what we would do in a GT3 car, braking down into 3rd gear, and then trying to hit that curb nice and early, going through the chicane, and little squirts to the power just to get back online, and then being careful on the throttle as we go through here now into 4th gear on the exit now, then looking to brake before the curb again because we need to brake a little bit earlier, going down into 2nd gear, trying to hold a nice tight line on this corner now we're going to go into 3rd gear and then into 4th gear briefly and back down to 3rd gear, trying to take a nice tight line again and on the power nice and early as we feel the grip build, getting on the power flat out, then into 5th gear, then back down to 4th gear for this corner now. As you can see there, we want to take a nice tight line again, run a little bit of the curb if you can, then try and get flat on the power again into 5th gear and build a good exit speed up. Then we're going to brake just before the bridge and going down into 3rd gear, trying to take a nice tight line again. Plenty of grip with this car once you've got the heat in the tyres. Then going into 4th gear as we come out the corner, as you can see now, into 4th gear, then back down to 3rd gear. Staying in 3rd gear for this corner, we don't want to go down to 2nd gear, we want to keep the revs reasonably low, then on the power a bit, into 4th gear, then just feather that throttle through this corner a little bit, then once you've got the grip, let the car loose and go into 5th gear, then 6th gear. Now we're going to look at the next fast left-hander. So we're going to go into 6th gear and just lift off the throttle very briefly and stay in 6th gear for this corner and try and maintain about 160 miles per hour as you can see there. Then we're going to brake just past the bridge now, going down into 2nd gear. We're going to go down in 2nd gear, clip the curb a little bit now, a little squirt of the power, and then just be careful now on the throttle. Then once you've got the grip, let the car loose again into 3rd gear, through the gears, and we're over the line for a 2 minutes 12.3. So we didn't spend too long on this setup. There was a much faster, probably about another second and a half I could have took off that, but I wanted to just get the setup out because it had easily beat the goal time. So there was plenty of time to work with. So you should be able to get this goal time with this setup if you can get used to running no traction control. As you can see from the setup, there isn't many things you can change on this car. It's just a few basic setup changes just to give a bit more rear grip. As you can see there, we've gone quite low on the rear canvas for brake to give ourselves good braking and traction coming on the acceleration zones. As with the toe, we've gone quite high, plus 50 to give a lot of grip to the rear end. If you follow this setup and you're running no traction control and you can get used to it, you should be able to easily beat the goal time. Anyway guys, thanks again for watching. Make sure you check out the TV camera because this car sounds absolutely amazing on the TV cameras. I've left it on the static camera so you can really enjoy it. I'll go now so you can fully enjoy this video. Thanks again for watching guys, and make sure you like this video and give it a thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe for more future videos. Thanks again guys.